Amanda Serrano destroys and dominates Yamileth Mercado by unanimous decision. And my thoughts on it, what a win by Amanda Serrano. This was very, very easy. Mercado did, land some good shots here and there. But I had a shutout. I had Amanda Serrano winning 10 rounds to 0. I just couldn't give Mercado any rounds. There was some close rounds, but Amanda Serrano was just on top all the time in this fight, and she was beating the hell out of Mercado's body. She was just absolutely tearing up the body of Mercado. And Mercado is extremely tough. She's one tough cookie. I have none but respect for her. She is very, very tough. But I just think that Amanda Serrano was just way too much. I think it would be a good fight between Yamilet Mercado versus Bermudez. I think that would be a pretty good fight. I would lean towards Bermudez because she's just a little bit too active for her, but it would be a damn good fight. But what a win by Amanda Serrano. I did think that she went to the body a little too much in this fight. She I feel like she should have I think that she should have started going for the head a lot sooner. I think round 6 or something like that. Because I think she hurt her with a hook. I think it was somewhere around round 9. She hurt her with the hook and it kind of buzzed her around in the end of the round. Too bad that women can't fight 3 rounds, sadly. But she caught her with a hook and it kind of rocked her, and that's when she started ripping to the head. And then she did that in round 10. I feel like she should have did that a lot sooner. I get she should have done it a lot sooner. Because she could have easily got her out of there, if she did that a lot easier, earlier I meant. And also Amanda Serrano's coach is extremely disrespectful. He was just he didn't give any respect to Mercado after the fight. He said that Mercado was running. She said she was running. That she's a pussy and all that. Dude, you are so disrespectful, man. It's that's not well, you're so after the fight you're supposed to respect fighters. You're supposed to respect fighters instead of being disrespectful like that. Man, I hate when people do that, man. It's yeah, it was a clear win for Amanda, but do you really have to be disrespectful like that? They didn't even have bad blood at all. They were just fighting, and then you had to pull that, man. But anyways, on to the video. Hey, what's up, y'all? Press the Fight Media 360 here. So this is a quick preview and prediction for Conor Benn versus Adrian Granados. So before we get into this, I just want to say this fight will be taking place on Saturday, September the 4th. And this will be taking place on the undercard of Mauricio Lara versus Josh Warrington 2. So yeah. So now we got that out the way. So now let's talk about their stats, and then the odds, and then what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with Conor Benn. Conor Benn comes into the fight with a record of 18 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at a height of 5'8", and his reach is unknown, and he is an orthodox fighter. Adrian Granados comes into the fight with a record of 21 wins, 8 losses, 3 draws, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at a height of 5'9", with a 74-inch reach, and he's an orthodox fighter. Conor Benn is listed as a negative 2K favorite over Adrian Granados. So yeah. So now we got that out the way. So now let's talk about what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with the very big favorite, Conor Benn. So what I'd like to see from Conor Benn is I would like to see him, use your jab and try to, outbox the Granados. But also because Granados is very, very good at getting through a jab of a fighter, So you definitely need to, throw, mean combos at Granados to make him not want to come in, be more cautious of him coming in, And if he does end up coming in and he starts throwing punches, start throwing punches with them, because Conor Benn is, in my opinion, is a harder hitter than Granados. I'm not biased because I'm not the biggest fan of Conor Benn, but he does hit harder than Granados, so he definitely needs to use his power advantage over Granados and use his size advantage over Granados. Even though they're both kind of similar in height and reach, but I would say that Conor Benn is a bit bigger than Granados, so he definitely needs to use that as an advantage and and overpower Granados, you know, and really just use. And the key is definitely to use the jab of Granados and also the combos, because I feel like the combos and because of the power that Conor Benn got, I think that those combos would really keep Granados off of him. So he definitely needs to do that, because that is a big factor in this fight is the combos. And when you throw the combos, kind of back up, and definitely use your feet a little more. Because Conor Benn, I mean, he does like to use his feet, but he doesn't like to use it a whole lot. He will occasionally, but not a whole lot. He likes to, kind of like just stand at mid range and kind of like punch. But he doesn't like to move around in the ring a whole lot. He kind of fights. He kind of fights like his dad, obviously. But he kind of like a George Kambosos, or George Kambosos is like Conor Benn, because they both don't like moving their feet a whole lot. They don't like to move their feet a whole lot. They like to just be at one spot and try to fight like that. But in this fight, you need to move your feet around, because if you don't move your feet around in this fight, Granados is just gonna come in and bang you up. Because whenever you stand like still, and if you just stand still, if you're like Danny Garcia, but if you stand still against a Granados will just go in there and just beat you up and just pound you. So you need to move your feet in this fight, because that would just be a very, very big factor, because Granados is a pressure fighter, so he will pressure you and will try to expose your techniques. So that's what Conor Benn needs to do to win. So yeah. So now for Adrian Granados, the very big underdog. So what I would like to see from Adrian Granados is I would like to see him put on the pressure. And kind of like what I said, Conor Benn doesn't like to move his feet a whole lot, so he definitely needs to go in the inside and pretty much just throw as hard, at least as hard as you can, and don't throw kind of like soft punches, but because then they're not gonna count that, because it's Britain and you'd like to be unfair there. So he definitely needs to throw throw power shots. Most of his punches needs to be power shots, and pretty much break Ben down with body shots. Because Granados does like to go to the body pretty often, so he definitely needs to go to the body a lot against Ben, because that would really slow down Ben's tank, and that would just slow him down in general when you hit him to the body, and that would leave a lot of openings for Granados if he hits him to the body, and that would really just make Ben tired and not move and not really use his hands that much. He will, but it won't be as fast, and Granados will start taking over once he gasses him and punches him and really just tires him out. So that's what Adrian Granados needs to do to win. So yeah. So my final prediction for this fight: this is a good test for Ben, man, and this is just an overall good fight. A lot of people have been crapping on this fight, saying it's not a good fight. I think it's a good fight, but I'm gonna go with Conor Benn, and I do pick Conor Benn to win this fight by either a TKO in the later rounds or a unanimous decision. I just think he's way too damn fast for Granados, and the power of Ben I think that would just be way too damn much for Granados, man. Yeah, Granados is a pretty decent fighter, and that will, and he will give a lot of problems to a lot of these up and coming fighters. But I just think that he's just too strong for Adrian Granados. Not too strong, but I just think that he's just too fast. He can box too. I don't expect him to move his feet around in this fight, but I just think that even without moving his feet, I think that the speed of Conor Benn and the power of Conor Benn, would really, really win him this fight. Because Conor Benn, he has some speed with his punches, man. He can punch and get out of danger, And I just think that also the jab of Conor Benn would be a big factor in this fight. And I just don't see Granados really. I do see Granados trying hard, and I do see him giving and having moments in this fight. But on the other hand, I just think Ben is just an overall better fighter. So yeah. So that's why I picked Conor Benn to win this fight by either a TKO or a unanimous decision. So yeah. So that's my final prediction. I got Conor Benn by a TKO in the later rounds or a unanimous decision. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston from Fight Media 360, and thank you all for watching this video.